Hello. Glass of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You want what's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't.
This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
And Serpo Jr. Like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend about the show. Leave a comment or two and tell us your best way to smoke.
Most definitely. And before we get started, we want to give a shout out to Kush Stock. They got an event going on next weekend, April 9th. And, you know, Kush Stock be popping. So shout out to Dr. K. He's the guy that puts it on for everybody. So we're going to get into best way to smoke tips. So this is a best way to smoke tip that we're going to talk about is bring your own weed to the party. Because, you know, a lot of people come to the function and they don't have nothing to offer. They just want to smoke up all the weed. So if you that person, try to figure out how not to be that person. Try to have something to offer to the situation. Because everybody don't want to be just passing their weed around.
Try to come in like, let me hit that, let me hit that.
Right. Yeah, you got to definitely have something to offer. So I had an experience like that. A dude, we was at a function. And, you know, I'm just rolling up bud. So this dude, he ain't rolled up nothing, pulled nothing out of his pocket and said, oh, man, I got something on it. I got anything. So I just looked at him. I said, man, is you going to put something in on this? And he just looked at me with a dumbass look. You know, and that shit crazy, though. What kind of experiences have you had?
I had some that's pretty much some of the same. But it's like to piggyback up off of it, it's like if you are that dude that's coming in talking about, let me hit this, you know what I'm saying? Let me hit that, you know what I'm saying? Respect the weed rule. Puff, puff, pass it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're being generous enough to let him hit the blunt or her hit the blunt, the weed, the bong, whatever it may be, respect the weed rules. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest tips.
Most definitely. So we're going to slide on into cannabis news. And one of the big things that's going on right now is the House passed a vote to decriminalize cannabis on a federal level, which is a dope situation, but it still has a hurdle. So we're going to go over some information right now, and then we're going to talk about it. So the House has voted with a slam bipartisan majority to federally decriminalize marijuana. The vote was 220 to 204, and that's a close vote. The bill will prevent federal agencies from denying federal workers security clearance for cannabis use and would allow the Veterans Administration to recommend medical marijuana to veterans living with post-traumatic stress disorder, plus gains revenue by authorizing a sales tax on marijuana sales. The bill also expunges, this is a big one for a lot of people that, you know, has been affected by cannabis. The bill also expunges the record of people convicted of nonviolent cannabis offenses, which House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said can haunt people of color and impact the trajectory of their lives and career indefinitely. It can result in difficult finding employment, difficult finding housing, denial of access of federal benefits, denial of financial aid at colleges. That's a lot of shit. Colleges and universities, and denial of the right to vote. Hoyer said, that's why we're dealing with this. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi praised the legislation during her weekly news conference Thursday, telling reporters the legislation is consistent with what is happening in many states across the country. Senate Democrats have a similar legislation bill in the upper chamber, but neither that bill nor the House passed MORE Act is expected to clear the 60-vote threshold for passage in the Senate. So what you think about that, Serpo?
Man, it's good news. Like, to me, because everything that they talking about right here, like as far as like sales tax, expungement of certain marijuana charges you may have had, is gonna just open the door for plenty opportunity. And it's like, as you guys know, I've shared with you before, it's like my younger days coming up, I didn't know that a marijuana charge was something that they charged me with. I knew it was something that I got gaffled up with, but at the same time, I thought it was just like you know what I'm saying, a pat on the back for the other things that was there. But not paying attention, they put a marijuana charge on me. So therefore, like when Big J was talking about denial of access of federal benefits, there's a lot of things that felony causes me denial of federally. So by this passing and it's like being brought up, that's part of it that's actually like hitting me personally. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can feel this all the way. I'm not sure if other people, you know what I'm saying, like have something particular to what he said, but there's a whole lot of things that fall up under this. So if it's anything like marijuana or something of the sort that's holding you back, this right here is just gonna open a door and you can just spread them wings and fly, baby.
Most definitely, and it's been so many different issues and so many people that's been affected by cannabis and being affected by losing a lot of opportunity, losing out on family, losing out on time, spent with their loved ones and stuff like that. So this is a big hurdle, but it's still like it's still another hurdle that's kind of big too, like, passing it through the Senate. Because actually in 2020, it went through the same process. It passed in the House and it didn't pass in the Senate. So more than anything, it's like with it being more Democrats in there, we hoping when it do get to the Senate that it's something that gets through, and hopefully President Biden and Kamala Harris do what they said they was gonna do initially. And what they said initially was once they get in office that they was gonna decriminalize marijuana on a federal level, which would open up a lot more opportunities. Like, we done got into the MORE Act on a lot of different occasions, and it's so many different opportunities. Like even, with us having a brand in the industry and just dealing with banking and trying to get funding and stuff like that, it's so hard to try to get that because it's not federally legalized. So you got to kind of play the background and, get in where you fit in until something opens up to make it better for us, because it's definitely like the people that has been more affected by it more should be the people that have greater opportunities to benefit off of it with it being legal. And like we always talk about, man, it's like a monopoly. The rich get richer, they get a head start on everything, and now that they see that it's $1 billion business, they making a profit on it right now, even though it's federally illegal. They still making money on it right now, so they eating. So if you think about it, with the MORE Act being presented, if they open it up, I think the setback is it's going to create a lot more opportunity for minorities, for people of color to get in there and have the opportunity, to get loans, because even with being charged with it, I'm going to take it back to that, even like being charged with it. Okay, now you might want to get into the industry, but because you have a marijuana charge on your record, you can't get in. You can't get the loans. You can't sign up. You can't do these different things that you need to do. So it's definitely a good thing, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, and don't let it be another like a bait catcher. So to all the cannabis advocates, the pro cannabis, whatever it is that we out here doing now, to where this is presented here to a 220 to a 204, it seems like it's close, but really that's like a big little margin. So it's like whatever it is that we doing to bring attention and light here, keep doing the same thing, because it's like, don't sit here and get laxed and be like, oh, they did this and they did that, so we all good. We still got a couple more steps to take, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it is that we doing, let's keep the foot on the pedal, keep it pushing, and then this too shall like really, really get through.
Most definitely. I agree with that. So we gonna talk about like pros and cons. So like what's the pros and cons of marijuana being federally decriminalized?
Well, just as we just previously discussed, like you'll be able, like some of the taxes and stuff like that, where people trying to get inside the industry, some of that. Be
So that's
like,
the pros.
yes, I'm
Okay.
speaking of the pros. I don't know too many cons of it, to be honest. Like to me, to be a weed smoker, like
Right.
everything to me is cool. You know what I'm saying? I keep a cool appetite. I
Most
keep a
definitely.
cool spirit. Keep a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's
Yeah.
all good with me. It's but it's like as far as the cons, I can't really tell you too much, nothing bad about it. You know what I'm saying? But,
Right. Look. I was kind of there too, right? I was kind of there too, but so I Googled it. I was like, fuck it. I Googled it and I said, like, what's the cons of marijuana? And like, these is something that I came up with. You know, this is something that everybody know. You know, some people feel like it's a gateway drug to other stuff, to get into harsher drugs and memory loss. You know, they say, they say people forget a lot when they smoke weed, but they never forget to smoke weed though. You know, so it's like, cannabis use may increase the risk of depression for some people, and honestly, I kind of agree with that. It just depends on the person. It might affect them like that to where, it might have them thinking a little bit more about things that's going on or going wrong in their life. And now they like, oh shit, oh fuck, and just like really overwhelmed with it. And me personally, I knew somebody that, that kind of went into it, that had something going on mentally, and the weed, and all they did was smoke weed, and it just kind of intensified that situation that they was going through. So it's definitely some cons for some people. I will say that for my experience. It's not for everybody, because like me, shit, I smoke some weed and I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. I'm relaxed. I get my little munch on or whatever, talk and laugh and just have a cool time. So whatever I'm looking for, it just kind of, puts me there in that state that I want to be in. So I just think that a lot of people that's against it is definitely gonna have a lot of cons, and a lot of people that's for it and that want to smoke weed is gonna have a lot of pros. But with us trying to bring information to people, I think it's good that we touch on both sides. And we both heavy weed smokers.
Mhm.
That's our thing. But it's good to touch on the other side of it, the cons, because it's a lot of people that deal with them kind of issues too. Like, I know people that don't smoke weed because they tried weed and it made them have like a panic attack.
what if like, not to cut you off, but what if it's the consumption and like the way you take it? Because we talking about smoking it. Now we got edibles,
Right.
all type of little stuff. Now, what if like the weed may hit you to where it's like that high THC level, or the way that one may hit you, it may cause you to be all like, you know what I'm saying, nervous, like, you know what I'm saying, smoking on Friday in a bird cage type nervous. You know what I'm saying? But then you may, you know what I'm saying, eat a gummy or a cookie or a brownie or something, and it's just like straight perfect. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the way that you taking it. A lot of people can't smoke. A lot of people eat the edible and be like, no, I don't really too much feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the people who are smoking and cause these type things, but this consumption of it, I had some cereal, my little Fruit Loops or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
THC right there. I was gravy trained.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to think about that too, though.
Yeah, because it's definitely your tolerance
Mhm.
level. Because like people like you and me, we got a high tolerance, but it's some people that don't indulge that much and don't have a high tolerance. Like, I had a buddy that he ate an edible. I gave him an edible. I said, bro, don't eat the whole thing. So he ate the whole thing and he had a straight whack attack, panic attack, and then he went to sleep for 17 hours. And it was at the time when he was going through it, it wasn't funny because I wanted to make sure he was all right and stuff like that though. But once I knew he was okay, I was laughing like a motherfucker though, because I told him, don't eat the whole thing. You know, and like for me with edibles, it just like kind of levels me out. It mellows me all the way out. You know, I can smoke something, eat an edible, but it don't. I ain't never smoked weed and had a panic attack. So that has or had or felt more depressed or felt, you know, more down. Actually, like for me, when I smoke weed, this which is a pro for me is I start thinking about ways to be productive and to do different things and stuff like that, no matter what kind of weed that I smoke. You know, I get into a good mood and you know, and just want to produce something and do something that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I can dig that. I think I'm pretty much the same way. I smoke, I get the going. But like before we move on, I just want to say something about them edibles. I just like Pops, you see it, don't get mad at me. But it's like with them edibles, it was a good thing everything just happened at home, you know what I'm saying? But it's like Pops pull up and he got like some cookies. He not knowing that these cookies is really edible cookies. So Pop just like, these mugs is good. So he get home, let's just say, I'm not sure the exact time, let's just say home time is 5 o'clock. It's now like 11:30, 12 midnight that he's actually like realizing he's home and finna get out and go inside the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the edibles then like hit him so hard to where it's like it'll put him in a total time lapse. Like, I just had to put that one.
Yeah, and it'll do that to you too, man. Cause like, you know, I be so busy just in life period doing different things. So sometimes I be so busy to where I don't smoke until I'm home, took my shower, and relax. And then like once I do sit down and smoke, I might be sitting down talking to the wife for a minute, or you know watching TV. Then I start dozing off, like you know, quick. And that's really been my only type of effects from it. You know, when I'm driving, you know, if I blow and then go drive. As they say, kids, please don't do that though. But when I'm blowing and then I go drive, and so I'm more focused. You know, I'm paying attention to everything. I'm stopping right. I'm doing everything right. So it just kind of affects me differently, I think, and more in a positive way than a negative way that'll kind of like drag somebody down or make somebody feel some type of way.
Yeah, I believe those that fall into different categories of weed smokers because you got some that I'm pretty sure you smoking indicas. Indicas put people down. They'll say they need the sativa to keep it pushing. But it's just like with me, like sativas is cool, but it's not my thing.
Right.
Just as you say, like I can hit the blunt, you know what I'm saying, and like drive and be focused on the road or I'm like even finna get into a book or play the game or whatever it may be. Smoke the blunt, the indicas, you know, like what they call it downers. It just spark me up, give me a little extra focus, a little extra to my step. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
on top of being enjoyment of the high. You know
right.
hey,
Look, and then what's crazy too, like for me, just say if I'm tired, right? And then when I blow for a little while, I might get up and be up. But then once I settle in, it's over. Yeah. And it ain't no telling how long that would be. It could be 15 minutes after, 10 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes after. So those are, like I said, for me personally, you know, we want to talk about the pros and the cons, and those just a lot of pros for me. And this is another pro that I think is dope for like people with cancer and going through chemotherapy and different stuff like that. Like cannabis helps them a lot, you know, get their appetite and, you know, just maybe not to feel so much pain. And it's not even just it's actually the CBD, the cannabinoids in the cannabis that gives them good benefits, because the THC actually just kind of gets you high, get you where you want to be. But the CBD give you them benefits that, you know, that kind of help you. So I think that's a big pro for cannabis users that have, you know, that's going through chemotherapy and that have cancer and them kind of situations and health problems and stuff like that. Because for some people that I know with depression, which is another pro, it helps them with depression. You know, they feel a little more uplifted. And like, you know, like you said, with the indicas, you know, that's more like a downer a little bit. So, you know, you get the sativas, and then, you know, that sativa, you know, it'll have you thinking and you know, and moving and okay, yeah. But like I said, for me, I'm like that with all kind of weed, you know. But for some people, it's just different. People tolerance is different, and you know, all that kind of shit like that. You know. So we gonna move on from that, and we definitely gonna keep bringing you guys information about what's going on in the cannabis industry. But we want to talk about what everybody else been reacting to, this Will Smith situation, the slap, the famous slap that everybody been talking about all week and been all kind of reactions and stuff too though. So I wanna ask you this question, like, do you agree with Will Smith for slapping the shit out of Chris Rock?
Man, it's kind of tough because I have mixed feelings on that because I believe I see it from all perspectives. I'm a fan of them both. Grew up with Will Smith, Fresh Prince, Chris Rock, watching the shows, this, that, and the other. But as far as the slap, by any means, by me being a married man, you protect your wife by any means necessary.
Facts.
That's not even up for question. So like if that's that, who are we to question his will to defend his wife? And then on the flip side of it, I'm like, oh, Chris Rock, we already know he's a comedian. Like, we know it's not coming from a place of malice. So it's like right there, it's like, where's the line for the comedians at? You know, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I come to it and then it's like I look at it from a black man's perspective. We already got like a little like shitty type of like look towards us or whatever it may be.
Right.
But then it's like, you could have went to him and it's like, all right, Chris, from this point on, leave my wife up out of it.
Right.
Let your comedy be your comedy with whoever else it may be, but leave my wife up out of it. I appreciate that.
Right.
That would have made it look so much like better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the slap right here, it's like, I don't know pretty much what Will was thinking, what Chris was thinking, or whatever it may be. So it's like from this point, it's really just my opinion and it's mixed, just how I say. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe I can see it from a whole lot of different perspectives.
Right. And look, and like you said, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, most definitely, you're gonna protect your wife. You're gonna protect your wife. But it's ways, you know, it's a different ways that he probably could have did that. And I just think, because if you look at the video, he was fucking laughing too. He was laughing too, and then when she gave him that look like, nigga, if you don't get your motherfucking ass up and do something, he jumped up. He jumped up and walked up there like man, he walked up there with pride and stuff and slapped the shit out of him. Yeah, to Mike Larry. Like, look, because you know, to King Richard. He turned into King Richard, man, from Compton. You know, a lot of people saying now, you know, he's straight out of Compton after that. But I think like, and I also seen a video with after that, after he slapped him, like Jada was smiling. So like just from a different perspective, like it could be like manipulation type shit though. Like she behind closed door, we don't know what the fuck going on. It could have been like, well, you don't protect me, you don't do shit for me, you're not there. Will, what the fuck? So now they in the situation in front of all lights and camera, in front of everybody, and then it's like, well, fuck it, I gotta get my ass up. Fuck, I don't want. And he slapped the shit out of him and stuff though. And I think it could have been handled different, because just right before that, he was talking about some other couple, talking about the wife and the husband, speaking about both of them. So it's like, come on, man. But I know he been through a lot, like we talked about before with the August situation, you know, and a lot of people saying like, damn, okay, if you slapped the shit out of a motherfucker for telling a joke about your wife, why you didn't slap the shit out of your son friend that was fucking your wife, like fucking the shit out your wife? You know what I mean?
That's where it come in mixed too, though. It's like with that issue, if you want to bring the August issue inside of there, it's like, all right, you don't got this dude right here presently at the time of this is happening. You know what I'm saying? You tell me this right here, we sitting at a round table and you tell me this in front of a whole lot of people. Yes, you can. Yes, you can get to him. You know what I'm saying? But by the time you get to him, you probably done cooled off, because it's like whatever issues that y'all got going on, like Will, like keep it a buck.
She
You know
put
what I'm
him
saying?
on
It's like I did
blast.
my thing too.
She put him on blast though on her show, and a
Yeah.
lot of people were saying that shit was for ratings, like because I guess her show wasn't getting a lot of ratings, so that
They said
shit
this too. They said this for Chris.
just blew it up. You know, it just blew it up. I seen a video with his brother. His brother was like, Tony Rock. He said we on some. What he say? He said we on some Tupac shit for the rest of the year.
But is that really the way to go on that one, though? You know what I'm saying? If he tried, if Will tried to apologize to him, this, that, and the other, whether he slapped him or not, and he realized that he wrong and he tried to go publicly, like,
He
you
didn't
don't
mean that
believe
shit
like,
though. He didn't mean the apology, man. He did that shit out of good faith. Look how long it took him to fucking apologize. He did that out of good faith just to say, I apologize. It took days for him to apologize. Because if he really felt like that, he probably would have apologized when he gave his speech.
So
he
you think it was
apologized to the Academy, but he didn't apologize to Chris Rock. And that's what a lot of people was reacting off of, because it might have been, it could have been a little more smoothed out if he probably would have shot that apology his way early on versus waiting a few days to do it.
yeah. You think it was staged?
I thought that too at first, because they had little pictures and videos with Will Smith kind of like turning, and it looked like he was smiling.
Yeah.
So I seen that too, and I was just kind of like, but it just made me think like both of them dudes is hella successful. They, you know, Chris Rock is killing on his comedy tours. They both do movies. They both do a lot of shit. So it's like they don't need, in my opinion, they don't need no boost up of what's going on with them.
Look.
So,
check this
so
out
that's
too,
what made me think it wasn't staged.
Look, check this too though. It's like Chris Rock and even Will Smith, they both come from somewhat of like they little hood type areas. So by you coming from there, me and you both, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can say we both just like that. Say we not like, you know what I'm saying? We know each other, we in the industry with each other, this, that, and the other.
Right.
But if I come up and I just slap you, is your instance gonna sit there and be like, oh, this is the greatest moment on TV, or is your reaction gonna be something different?
It's gonna be something, we gonna be fighting like a motherfucker.
You know what
man.
I'm saying? That and like me coming from like a brother's perspective, or even I'm gonna just say like even somewhere from the ghetto.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying, that people may say, you're not finna just sit there and just let another man slap you in front of national TV and a whole studio of people. You just gonna react a different way. I don't care how tough or how small you may think you be.
Look,
it's not gonna be
right. Look, they had another video, like another little screenshot of the video where he had his fist balled up, like he thought about it. Like he was about to come out with it, and you know he kind of held his composure. But I think honestly, in that setting, though, just to keep it 100, in that setting, he did the right thing. He didn't react like a dumbass, you know, and attack Will Smith. He took the high road, as you could say.
So Chris Rock did the honorable thing to just like, all right, this gonna play out right here.
I ain't saying it's honorable,
and I'm gonna handle this later.
I ain't saying it's honorable, but I'm saying it's cool. It's that was a cool way to do it. I ain't gonna say it was the best way, but it was a cool way to handle the situation and move on from it. But this is what I say, like everybody doing celebrity boxing matches. Why don't they just do a celebrity boxing match and just duke it out?
Real talk.
You know what I mean? I think that'll be something cool to see.
Will gonna get him though.
all that different training, that he done had. But I think though, man, honestly, all the shit that Will Smith been through, and then in his marriage with a lot of shit being exposed and put out there in front of people, and then just his wife's reaction to the situation of what Chris Rock said, I think it just everything just kind of bubbled up on him at once and just spilled over, and he just reacted the way he reacted based off his wife. And I mean, it's on national TV, and he probably, what if he thinking this? He probably thinking, these motherfuckers is finna clown, this finna be memes and all kind of shit too.
Yeah.
You know, so now he turned it the other way and made Chris Rock a meme.
That's really though, like with that being said that way, like we as men though, like not to exclude like no one else, but like we as men, black men in particular, it's like we need to stop being so impulsive of certain things. It's like if we actually sit here and like be men and like have like a human instinct, it's like you think about it and it's like, man, this is my brother, this is my, you know what I'm saying? It's like we can achieve so much more together
I agree.
versus to like being impulsive. That's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you belong in a jungle if you like acting straight off an impulse. Because it's like now and it's like you thinking about your actions later. You don't know what damage this may have caused. But it's like I'm saying, if you just sit there and like try to be human and man about it, it's like we'll be in a whole lot less trouble and we'll be a whole lot less further in life in general, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll be like it'll be a different sense of brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right about that. And look, you speaking on that just brought me through. That's like a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? That's like something we gonna definitely dig into at another time. But I think do you think? So I'm gonna ask this question: Do you think he should have took off on him?
Who?
Chris Rock. Yeah. Do you think he should have popped him?
I mean, like, I don't care, like, really where you at. If another man put his hands on you, you gonna get them. You deserve them paws, whether you win, lose, or draw. So, yeah, Chris Rock should have fired on his ass back.
He should have, he should have took flight. His brother was like, man, y'all don't know, man. It's 10 of us. It's 10 Rock brothers. They don't know it's 10 of us. He said, look at his show. He said, you think you gonna come up on this stage and try that shit with me? He was like, hell no.
I see.
Yeah, I was rolling, man, when you sent me that video. But look, man, we wanna thank y'all for tuning in to the Best Way to Smoke podcast. And we appreciate y'all checking us out. And you can definitely check us out on our Instagram and different social media platforms, and check out the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. I be saying Anchor sometime though, but check us out on Anchor. And yeah, Big J.
Serpo Jr., make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video, and leave a comment. We'll get back at you.
Best Way